Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NXT Hangover. I am your host. I am TJ. This is my little bro, DQ, here with me as always. DQ, how are you tonight?
Oh, I'm excellent, and I'm even more excellent after an awesome NXT Takeover.
Yeah. The boys shared a little gif of some guy taking off their pants, getting excited for the event or for one of the matches, but that was me for the entire show. Like, let's be real. So you want to just jump right into it? Or
Yeah. Oh,
actually, wait,
absolutely.
before we jump
Oh,
into it, you didn't watch the pre-show, so you missed the debut of LA Knight, aka Eli Drake. How excited are you for that one?
I'm very excited, especially just because I feel like he was one of those shining stars outside of WWE for so long that now that he's here, I mean, he can kind of show what he's got.
Yeah, he was really good on NWA Power. He was great in Impact or TNA or whatever you want to call it. So very excited to see what he's got to do. I mean, his first showing on the mic was fire. So
I mean, he's one of those guys that's like really good on the mic, right?
yeah, no, yeah. You don't even know who he is. Come on, man.
I bet. Yeah. Well, I don't watch Impact, so.
So we'll jump right into the show. I was shocked because I was for sure the first match of the night was gonna be MSK versus Grizzled Young Veterans. I was wrong, and we got the women's Dusty final to start the show. How did you feel about this one?
Raquel Gonzalez is a beast. Dakota Kai is solid. I think she's a great tag team partner for Raquel, especially if they're strapping the Rockets to Raquel, because she plays that snivelly sidekick so well. I was actually kind of surprised that Raquel and Dakota ended up winning because the Dusty Rhodes Classic tends to have the winners just be a random tag team put together just for this.
Whoa! The Undisputed Era have won it multiple times, and they're not random.
Well, you know
Um,
what I mean.
but the combination of Raquel and Dakota, like they since the beginning, it screamed Shawn Michaels and Diesel, and it just continues to go that way. And I think it's going to continue to go that way until Dakota dethrones Io Shirai eventually, which is definitely the course that we're headed. The I know you mentioned it in the message to me. Shotzi was a little sloppy, a little
I
sloppy.
I find that that's every match with her. I
Yeah,
I like Shotzi. I think she's fun with the tank and the green hair and her personality, but I she always tends to leave me underwhelmed in the ring.
no, no, she's
Sorry.
definitely she's. I will agree. I will agree with you that she can be a little sloppy. In the Jeff Hardy Kaboom of the Week kind of sloppy, but not anything that like upsets me. So, I think she's definitely. I know Nestle's cursed her and said that she's a star. So she's probably going downhill from there. But she's definitely is a star, and she showed it. I mean, she had some outstanding showings. So did Ember Moon tonight. So I guess we'll see where we go, but I think this is all about Raquel Gonzalez tonight.
Oh yeah, and it's going to be all about Raquel for a while now. I think she's going to be, if she doesn't win the NXT the women's championship in the next, I'll say 3 months, I'll be shocked
Yeah,
because they have
she's
officially dubbed her the next big thing.
yeah, she is the one that's going to dethrone Io Shirai, but I mean, spoiler alert, Io Shirai didn't lose tonight, but you know, alas. So as you know, I am the keeper of the list for match of the year candidates. This next match was on that list for a bit tonight, but Kushito versus Gargano. How do you feel about that one?
So I am part of the I have trouble getting behind Kushida the character, the person, but holy crap, what a match tonight.
Yeah.
I think it was just a technical masterpiece. Lots of mat play, which I enjoy. I mean, you and I talk about it all the time. We're big fans of the classic Benoit versus Angle at Royal Rumble years and years and years ago. So I loved the mat play. Lots of great things. I liked that they did a spot with the ramp
Yep.
being right there. I just thought it was chef kiss.
Well, definitely. I mean, you all know how I feel about Kushida and Johnny Gargano, so I mean, I'm not going to gush too much. I know the
Do
guys
you, do
like
you
to
have your
give.
do you have your pants on right now?
I do. I have some
Oh,
shorts
okay.
on. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, there was no sleeping bags. There was no human sleeping bags in this match. It was from the top to bottom. It was a strong match, and it showed both of them how great they are in the ring, and that's really all you can ask for. So whether you have no character or not, as long as you can do it in the ring. I mean, look at
Well,
look at
I mean,
Cesaro. Everyone kisses Cesaro's ass, but
well, but the thing about it is, they gave Kushida time tonight. Like if he's doing like 3-minute matches, 4-minute matches, he can't really display who he's gonna be. Like if they gave him the time like they did tonight, like it was awesome. But we all know that no. We only know that he got time because he was with Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, but he had 2 like 20-minute plus matches on NXT TV when he debuted against Drew Gulak. So I mean, like he's had the time to show people, and then he did cool off because he did break his arm and he was hurt for a while. So I will give him that. But I mean, to say that they don't give him time to show you what he can do in the ring is a lie and slander. And
well, you know me, I barely watch now, so it's
great. But I love the one final beat to the walkway that, of course, like you mentioned, the ramp's there, so you got to use it. So they did that, and then another one final beat.
I thought it was a little weird that they did it back to back. So you did it in or outside the ring and then inside the ring. So it's kind of just like, for me, I'd like a little more variety, but I'm okay with it.
I didn't hate that. It didn't really bother me for that one. So as I mentioned, I had that as as a candidate for match of the year.
How long did that last? 5 minutes?
Until the next match. So MSK versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. As we all know, and I've been very vocal, we talked about it in the first match. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic tends to be a match that's about single stars meshed together that go together and win it. And I hate it, and I think we all, as the Jobber Knocker, despise when they do that.
But this was 2 tag teams.
I know. Well, it almost wasn't
tag teams.
It almost wasn't because friend of the Knocker Guthrie was like, "Oh, Ciampa and Thatcher are a tag team, and they were formed together." No, bullshit. They were 2 guys thrown together, and they had chemistry. This was 2 tag teams.
They weren't even a team as the tournament started. So I mean, I love the Grizzled Young Veterans. Zach Gibson he's a star. And I love everything about him. And I will throw in, I saw the tweet that said Grizzled Young Veterans are the team that people thought they had in the revival. They're awesome. Love them.
I can agree with that 100%. The Doomsday Device suicide dive.
Unreal.
That is the chef kiss right there. That
was unreal.
Amazing.
I thought we were going to see an injury. I thought I saw him setting him up, and I was like, oh, this isn't going to be good. I totally thought they were going to go to the top rope, kind of like they did in the women's tag team match. They did kind of like the Doomsday Device from the top rope out to outside, but unreal by the Grizzled Young Veteran.
Yeah, and you talk about rocket strapping someone. MSK getting the Dusty Cup in their debut. I mean, they were
the question mark team.
Yeah, the question mark team goes on to win it. That was really great. And then, like I said, this was tag team wrestling at its finest. You can sit there and tell me that AEW has the best tag team division. When they stop giving us 6-man, 8-man, 10-man, 11-man, 12-man tags, and then actually tag matches, then we can talk about it.
Right, and I will point out that in all the tag team matches tonight, they adhered to the tag team rules. You saw them gripping the tag team rope. So like, I just perfection in this match, and they had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. I thought the Grizzled Young Veterans were actually going to pull it off, or someone was going to interfere, but they gave us MSK, which I am 100% fine with.
I love how you pull a Jim Cornette. You gotta hold the rope. You ever watch like AAA or actual lucha wrestling, you'll probably have a stroke.
And that's why I don't.
Oh. So next up, before we get into the women's championship match, we had a Cameron Grimes rap segment where Josiah rapped about Cameron Grimes and all his money.
He's a freaking superstar.
Yeah, he is a star, and I can't wait to see it. But I just wrote in my notes, Cameron Grimes' rap was better than Miz and Morrison's rap.
I'm honestly tempted to make that the Cameron Grimes like lounging next to the pool my cover photo on Twitter, because it was just so perfect. And like the biggest knock on Cameron Grimes, like throughout his entire career is he has no personality. Holy moly, he's developed quite the personality
Since
in
being in
NXT.
NXT, he's been like fire. Like that's been
Well,
half his
I'm
thing.
talking like before. So
And
when
Impact
when
and
he was in Impact, people was complaining and they're like, "Oh, he's good in the ring, but that's about it." No, like Cameron Grimes have been perfect, and he has won over the hearts of millions and millions, aka the Jobber Knocker.
is what he did though. Like I mean, he showed up and he was stale as hell when he first started, and then he threw on a fucking hat, and literally that's like I'm not even joking. Like he threw on that hat, and somehow like he had charisma like none other, and like
I almost feel like that was planned. Like
yeah.
they planned on him being just stale as hell and then just ramping it up from there.
Yeah, because he was, I mean, I will openly admit, and I think JC and I discussed it, like, I love the guy in the ring, but he was stale as hell in the, like, on the mic, and then, he grabs a hat, and all of a sudden, magically, he's better.
I did read somewhere that he actually did make a ton of money in the GameStop madness. So this is real life Cameron Grimes right now.
Yeah, no, I read that too. That's pretty awesome. Good for him. So what does our boy Tommy Fed say? It's time to refresh the drink. Yeah, I'm gonna push for a sponsorship. Manscaped said they don't want us, so screw them. We're gonna go for Bud Light Seltzer next. That's what I'm going for. Anyway, I digress. So the women's championship is a triple threat match. It felt really quick to me. How about you? Do you think it was quick?
Very much so. I part of me felt like the finish was botched, but I don't know. It was kind of a weird match. Like I'm not in love with I love Io Shirai jumping from high places, but I wish they didn't show the angle of Toni Storm and Mercedes just kind of like hugging, just waiting for her, because I think that kind of takes away from the excitement of the large spot.
Yeah, that scaffolding spot, they've done it like multiple times. Like Casey Catanzaro did it in the
Mm-hmm.
Mae Young Classic. We've seen it a few times. So I mean, not that it was old or not that it was bad or anything, but it's kind of like one of those things. Like maybe we went to the well a few too many times.
You can totally disagree with me on this, but I don't think Io Shirai was the best part of that match.
No, she wasn't. I think it was a Toni Storm show. I think
Yep.
she had the best, especially when she took out that table just by like walking by it. And like,
I know she sneezed on it and it fell down.
but what did Ray Ray say? Like he would have collapsed too if Toni Storm walked that close to him.
Well, I mean, we all would have.
Sorry,
But I mean,
Ray Ray's fiance, if she's listening or watching.
rest in peace, Ray Ray's marriage.
Ray Ray's marriage was over before it started.
So I thought Mercedes Martinez was good in that match too. I think I liked that they played up the story of the 20 years building up to this opportunity. It didn't have as much weight because she hasn't been in WWE for that long. I mean, compare it to like the Kofi Kingston movement.
Yeah, but we've heard the story too. Like even when she was in the Mae Young Classic, because she was in both of them, correct?
Yes.
She was she was at least in the first one, but she was in both of them. I mean, they talked about that, and she made a run in both tournaments. So I mean, like we know the story, and like if we're actually watching all the wrestling, which NXT fans would be watching the Mae Young Classic, they would know that story and be invested.
Right, and I like how they have Beth Phoenix there for this reason, because she was able to talk about with confidence that women's wrestling was completely different back 20 years ago, and she even wrestled Mercedes Martinez back in the day.
Yeah. The thing that I really enjoyed about that was the irony of the fact that the whole match they kept talking about how Io Shirai won on without pinning the champion, so we were all waiting for it, and like they built it up on commentary, and then she literally won the same way that she won the title with the moonsault out of nowhere when someone else had a submission move locked in.
I was to say the ending did look kind of familiar.
Yeah, it was very familiar, but it worked and I enjoyed it. So now it is time for the main event. Are you ready?
Yes.
Very anticlimactic.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I mean, like I love Finn Balor. I think he's not even heel Finn Balor. He's just Finn Balor after he lost his smile. I just think he's more of a technical wrestler. I did watch this match with the missus, and she clearly loves Pete Dunne and his finger breaking and the joint manipulation. It's yucky, but it's awesome, and this was a great technical match.
Yeah, it was a tale of two matches too, because the beginning of it was just like all Pete Dunne, slow finger breaking, manipulation, rolling on the mat, submission holds, slow matches, and I like that. Like he did the same thing with Adam Cole a year ago, and it worked. And then it kind of like you do the first act, and that's that. The second act is the comeback, and the good, Balor is back and having Balor's matches, and then the third is just a lot of back and forth, and it was just nuts. But of course, Finn Balor was able to be victorious with his broken finger Bullet Club sign. Like
there was a couple times that I thought Dunn was going to win that match.
There was definitely there was one spot where he had a low blow, and then he hit the bitter end. And I was like, ooh, I was like, kind of jumped out of my seat, not quite jumped.
I think the psychology in Pete Dunne matches is awesome because he uses his normal moves but tweaks them. Like he did he was setting up for the bitter end, and that's how he landed the low blow. And I just thought it was like little stuff like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, one of these days Pete Dunne's got to win that NXT Championship because, like I said, he had that match against Adam Cole at Survivor Series that I think we all knew he wasn't going to win, but he definitely like brought us on the ride. And same thing, like this one, he brought us on the ride. And he's got that faction that's got him leading the way. So I don't think he's done per se, but we'll see. That's funny.
A little weird to me that they didn't even come to ringside during the match and like try and cause a distraction, and then after the match he loses and then they come barreling down.
Yeah, I was okay with that though. When they don't come out, it's gonna either one of two things gonna happen. We're gonna get a clean match and I'm gonna have a wrestle boner, or two, we're gonna get a schmoz at the very end and then ruin the wrestle boner, I guess, and then I'll need a Blue Chew to finish the night because Blue Chew won't even sponsor us. What the hell? But yeah, like you said, after the match, Balor won, got blindsided by Oni and Danny Burch, and then attacked, and then the Undisputed Era made the save. So, looked like a happy ending. Looked like we had the Undisputed Era, and then, they shocked you, I guess. I wasn't as shocked by it, but
I don't know. I didn't expect. I don't know. I felt like I didn't expect it to happen like that. I was kind of expecting it to happen on like the next show. Like they would go 4-on-4.
They love doing this. Like just before the title shows or just after the title shows. Like like doing that at NXT.
Yeah, I mean, and they have been teasing this for a while, so all right.
Yeah, fine. I think Adam Cole. I've been waiting for Adam Cole to turn on Kyle O'Reilly for a while. So, and I think we all have. I think we're all smart enough to know that it was bound to happen, and we're gonna get Adam versus Kyle in a while. Which is why I think we're gonna get another Pete Dunne versus Finn Balor match. I was shocked because we've been getting Imperium hype videos for a while. I thought we were gonna get Imperium and Walter because I know Walter and Finn Balor were supposed to face pre-COVID, so I thought that was gonna happen tonight, just like it happened at the end of Takeover Blackpool. But
well, I mean, like you said, you'll have another Finn Balor versus Pete Dunne match to have that happen.
Yeah, I just think that, you've done 3 weeks of Imperium, hype videos. Like I thought it was going to happen.
I was almost ready. Because we discussed it before. I was ready for when Balor was on the ramp. Yep. The lights that just go out and then have the white screen. Yeah, and it would have been awesome. And just have like Walter's shadow lurking over Finn Balor.
Instead we get Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan.
Hey, don't hate on all right.
And compared to Walter,
I know.
It's a Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan.
I mean it's gonna happen. We know it's gonna happen. Just didn't happen tonight.
All right. So what was your match of the night, bro?
I'm gonna go the tag team match.
Oh
yeah, I feel like you can't go any other way in this one.
Oh, especially as a lover of tag team wrestling, you can't go against that one. It's the definition of.
Since we agree, what was your number 2 match?
Well, there was Johnny Gargano and Kushida. Like, Come on, I had that as a match of the year candidate.
Since we agree on that, what was your number 3 match? Not your...
We're not going that far. That's just too much. No, all 5 matches were really great though. Like even the women's match, for as quick as it felt, was really like it was compact greatness. So I mean, it was another just great 5-match takeover card. So unbelievable.
While I have you here, obviously we talked about Eli Drake. There's also another signing coming up, Taya Valkyrie, which we knew was coming because John Morrison, she follows him everywhere.
Because they're married.
So, I know, but it doesn't
make it sound like whatever. She's like a puppy dog.
Where does she fit in the NXT Women's Division?
Who says anything about going to NXT? She's going straight to the
top. That's what the reports say.
I don't know. We'll see. I think she's gonna be attached to Miz and Morrison, and go straight to the top. I mean, she's not
fine.
I think wrestling wise, she could probably fit in the NXT Women's Division just fine. But I think also the NXT Women's Division is stacked, so there really isn't a need for her per se. So you can kind of just plug her in and put her in there, and she'll be just fine. So, we got WrestleMania right around the corner. What are you looking forward to for that so far? What do you think? Do you think Edge is going for Roman Reigns?
I think that's where we're going to wind up. But there's always the off chance that somebody loses their title in between, whether it's McIntyre or Reigns. But I think I think we're looking at Edge versus McIntyre. I really do. Just because from listening to Edge's podcast until it ended, he would always talk about Drew McIntyre and always say it was actually one of the episodes that Drew was on, and Edge even said, if I could come out of retirement, you'd be one of my matches that I want to have. So I mean, I feel like that's gonna be the match. Everybody's talking about the spear versus spear, because why does everybody think that's the calling card? But anyway, I think we're looking at Edge versus McIntyre.
Yeah, well, hopefully you and I will be able to get in the attendance at one of those 2 nights. It looks like they're gonna do, from what I heard today, because today at the Daytona 500 they did 30,000 fans. So I'm sure if they did 30,000, WrestleMania can probably push 30, 35 to almost 40. So we'll see if they even allow you into the state, because, right now nobody wants to go to Florida.
Florida's the worst.
Florida's really bad. So, with wrestling, I did promise our good friend Aaron Turner, friend of the Knocker, he has a show, Strong Style, and he's actually, him and his friend John Rocha, his co-host, are going to be on ESPN Radio's Down with the Count this Thursday. So check your ESPN Radios to see when that's available. But I did promise him that I'd give him a little plug ski, because, he lets me plug everything. Danny, that's a nice shirt you got there. Where'd you get that shirt?
Oh, I got it at tpublic.com/jobberknocker.
Oh, I actually got my shirt at tpublic.com/jobberknocker too. You can get all kinds of designs. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, what else can you get there other than t-shirts?
Oh, if I could have got this t-shirt as a mug, or as a sticker, or as a flag, or as almost anything. You name it, except for hats. For some reason, they don't do hats yet, but we'll get there. But I think we got 15 designs up. We even got the NXT Hangover sign, or one came up this weekend. Got Job Alert just came up this weekend. So, check it out. Keep checking out, because, we all just keep pumping things out left and right. You got that shirt? What else? What other ones did you get?
I got I obviously got the Brothers Quin shirt, because you can't have your own shirt and not buy it.
No, absolutely. So I think it's time to socialize the show. So the main podcast, you can get on Anchor, iTunes, Google, Amazon, Spotify, Instagram, Jobberknocker, Facebook, Jobberknocker. On Twitter, you can go at Jobberknocker, at Nestlemania, at JC the JK, at Ray the JK, at JoeStopper47, at Billy D2411, at DommyFeds33, at Danny Fab with 1 N, at SSJ Pegasus. I am at TJ the JK. He is at DQ the JK. Danny, you got anything else you want to add?
I'm not a cat.
You're not a cat. No filters though. No filters today.
No. I had to download it, and it wasn't working with it.
That's a lot of work for the prank. Thanks to my wife for letting me do this on Valentine's Day. I'm sure you got the same thing going.
She's right there.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
No.
All right. Well, we are out of time. It is time. You all have a good night. Thanks for watching.